So, here's a question for you. If the universe is constantly expanding, what exactly is it expanding inside of? And are we really just scattered, isolated objects drifting in the dark? Or are we part of a deeply connected living system? To even begin unraveling this profound mystery, we have to look at literally the largest known structure in existence. In this explainer, we're taking a journey way beyond what our naked eyes can see. We're going to transition from hard empirical science into the beautiful logic of mathematics, through philosophical meaning, and ultimately into spiritual reflection.
Section 1. Science. The Cosmic Web.
Here's the mind-blowing reality. Galaxies are absolutely not just randomly scattered out there. They're actually bound together in a massive, highly organized structure. When we look up at the cosmos, we aren't just seeing isolated islands of stars, we're witnessing an incredibly intricate architecture sculpted by gravity over billions of years.
You know, for centuries, our basic paradigm was pretty simple, right? Just planets and stars floating aimlessly in a giant, empty, dark void. But modern maps, plotting literally millions of galaxies, have completely shattered that old view. The universe isn't a chaotic mess. It's exquisitely structured. And there are 4 core components that weave together to form this giant, glowing net. First, you've got massive cosmic filaments acting as the main superhighways. Then galaxy clusters, which are these incredibly dense gravitational hubs. Where those filaments intercept, we find cosmic nodes packed with just staggering amounts of energy. And defining the shape of the whole thing? The cosmic voids, these vast, silent, and almost entirely empty spaces. To ground ourselves, maps like the AURELIA Atlas pinpoint humanity's exact location within this vast, living architecture. We're not just sitting on the outside looking in. We are embedded deep within it. Our entire Milky Way galaxy? It's just a single, tiny data point resting along one of these massive cosmic threads.
Section 2. Mathematics. The geometry of existence.
10 billion. That is a massive number, right? To even begin grasping the sheer scale we're dealing with, scientists ran the Millennium simulation. They used 10 billion individual particles inside a supercomputer just to accurately trace how matter evolved over time. This wasn't some random guess. It was literally one of the largest N-body simulations ever attempted. And what this massive mathematical simulation proved is absolutely fascinating. It showed that dark matter, which is completely invisible to all our telescopes, actually provides the gravitational framework that the entire cosmic web is built on. The supercomputer calculated the physical processes across a cubic region 2 billion light-years wide. It proved that without this unseen dark matter acting as a sort of cosmic skeleton, galaxies wouldn't formed into this intricate web pattern at all. Again, we aren't just guessing here. We use incredibly precise tools to measure this, or mapping the 3-dimensional coordinates of millions of galaxies, analyzing the ancient light of the cosmic microwave background, and using gravitational lensing to watch how light literally bends around massive objects. That lensing effect essentially lets us see the invisible dark matter. Which brings us to a really profound visual comparison. The mathematically modeled cosmic web perfectly mirrors the interconnected neural pathways inside a human brain. Just think about that for a second. On one scale, you have the largest known structure in physics. On the other, the biological network of human consciousness. It's like the geometry of existence repeats its most efficient patterns of connection, whether it's a microscopic synapse or a billion light-years of deep space. Section 3. Philosophy. The meaning of connection. This is where philosophy steps in, taking that hard scientific data and challenging us with a massive question. Can a single part of existence ever truly be understood apart from the whole? If every single galaxy is gravitationally tethered to a larger filament, then the whole idea of isolation is kind of an illusion, isn't it? While science maps the physical boundaries, philosophy explores how this deep interconnection changes our actual perception of reality. It totally forces us to reconsider our place in the universe. We have to shift our perspective from being tiny, lonely observers in an empty void to being active, integrated nodes in a unified system. We aren't just standing on a rock floating in emptiness. Everything is in a constant, dynamic relationship with everything else. And this leads to one of my absolute favorite philosophical concepts, the idea that human consciousness might just be the universe developing the ability to look back at itself. Think about it. We are made of the exact same matter forged in the hearts of ancient stars.
Through us, the cosmic web is essentially waking up, opening its eyes and trying to understand its own magnificent structure.
Section 4. Faith. Reflection on creation. Stepping from philosophical inquiry into spiritual reverence, we find verses like this from the Quran. Our Lord, you did not create this aimlessly. Exalted are you. The text explicitly invites us to deeply and reverently reflect on the precise design of the heavens. When you look at the absolute mathematical precision required for the cosmic web to exist, you realize we're looking at a universe far removed from random chaos. It's a profound call to recognize deliberate design. Now, this spiritual meditation doesn't replace our scientific equations, not at all. Instead, it elevates those observations into a profound acknowledgement of a creator's majesty. When you truly, deeply grasp the scale of it all, billions of light years of perfectly orchestrated matter, the most natural human response is just a deep, quiet awe. Science maps the incredible architecture, but faith provides the awe for the architect. Conclusion. Us and the cosmos. As they reach the end of this explainer, one truth stands out above the rest. The cosmos is not a random scattering of stars. It's a single, living, interconnected network where matter, gravity, and time construct the very architecture of existence. From the massive filaments of dark matter tying galaxies together, right down to the neural networks inside our own heads, we are deeply woven into a system far grander than we ever imagined. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought as we pull back into the void. If the universe is this deeply connected, and if the invisible forces of dark matter can sculpt a web spanning billions of light years, what other majestic, unseen structures still remain hidden just beyond our current reach? Think on that until our next explainer. Keep looking up and keep questioning the nature of everything.